It is time for updates from Nigeria, where I've got our own Mr. Olaimi Koiki. Let's cross over to him. Yomi, good morning.
A very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning, Frank. Good morning to all our presenters on Star Radio UK Morning Show and those presenters on other programs as well. Welcome to the 1st of July 2021. Reporting from the southwest Nigeria, I say a heavy good morning to you, and I'll come back again to you in the studio.
Yes, how are you doing?
I can tell you that I am safe. I'm sure based on the headline that you've just read out as well. And also, I can say that I am doing very well, though the situation right inside Nigeria is extremely, extremely hot. I will be going into the details later on. But for now, I can also pray for 2 lives that got lost at the early hours of this morning.
Okay. Now, first of all, let's go to what actually took place. What took place with that incident that is coming from? So I had that information coming through that headline, and I was very, very troubled. And I was like, what is happening exactly? Now, we know with the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu, I thought, these people might be having something that maybe that they want to do. But then we are having this information that there's been an attack in Chief Sunday's residence.
Oh yes, you're quite right. This week in Nigeria has been a lot of what you might call so many information and so many incident happening. But once again, if you've just joined us, this is Star Radio UK, and we're live back to our base in London. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu was arrested according to the Nigerian government under about 72 hours. But just as people were going to bed, which is sometimes a little bit late, in the southwest of Nigeria, people were probably just waking up from another part of the globe. The call came through, and it wasn't a very good one. There was a heavy military attack on the house of the popular Yoruba freedom fighter, a family man as well, and the man of the people that loves his culture and loves his people so much, named Chief Sunday Adeyemo, is popularly known as Igbowo. Igbowo, for those that might not understand, is just like a nickname, but it's also his hometown name that is currently still existing in the southwest of the country. I got the call just before 1:30 a.m. this morning for more than 3 to 4 hours that the house was heavily attacked, not just by the Nigerian government, but also hired assassins that wanted not just to come into the house, but to kill Chief Sunday Igbowo. It was not just a pointing of, an hammer, because not just, jewelries, money were also cutted away. Lives was also lost at that particular house, and this is his current house in Ibadan, in the southwest of the country, where that incident took place. Likewise, 10 people were also kidnapped from that particular house. And as I speak to you, the latest information that we have, those 10 individuals are also making their way to Abuja as I speak right now. One of them, as you say, the wife of our father, Chief Sunday Igbowo, is included as well.
Well, listeners, this is a quite troubling situation that is going on in Nigeria. That Mr. Olaimi Koiki is bringing us. Now, let me find out from you. Is Chief Sunday Igbowo okay?
Sorry, can you come back? And I didn't get that, Mr. Archie.
Is Chief Sunday Igbowo?
Oh yes, I can confirm. That he is safe. We won't give too much details for now, but I've been able to speak to him, and he is safe. Yeah.
Now, those people who attacked the residence of Chief Sunday, what was there? Because if here, if a police officer or military or anything should come to your residence, they will tell you that this is the police. This is the police, and then they will come up with a warrant why they have come to that premises to tell you why they want to apprehend you. Or any protocol of that sort done?
Well, I mean, when you try to compare, that I mean, you hardly get the military will visit your house in UK. Let's be honest. I mean, the least you will
Yes,
get
yes.
is
We
the
never,
police.
we never had that. We never had.
A police or a CID will might pay you a courtesy visit for whatever reason that they believe, you're somebody of interest. As we know, and as I can confirm, as also the spokesman for Chief Sunday Igboho, is not a person of wanted or interest with the government. Yes, is someone that has come out openly boldness to say that the Yoruba that he believes in and decide not to believe in Nigeria again might also be more reason why he is a target. It's not just about this, less than 48 hours before the mega rally that will continue to hold as is planned from the organizer that you're almost about to read that statement. I'm going to touch on that as well. That is coming out from Professor Banji Akintoye. But all I can say is when the incident started, I also, put out one of our reporter at that early hours of the morning to make his way out. He couldn't get to the house because what they've actually done is, for the benefit of those living in UK, if you know the M1, so M1 takes you into, or let's use the M25. M25 will actually take you into different part of, because of the environment. So the military have literally blocked off one section of the high road and the other section, so no vehicular movement was taking place. And in between the adjacent of that is the road that links to Chief Sunday Igboho's house at Soka. So our team that we sent out at about 1:30 a.m. could not get close, but it was from one of the military officer, because it's the early hours of the morning and they were probably, shocked that, how he was able to find out what was happening there. While I was speaking with Tim at about 3 a.m., I have been up, since about 1 o'clock this morning, somewhere just about before 1:30. We were live with him from where he was reporting. We also witnessed, vehicular movement that is not the private vehicle of citizens traveling. It's about the vehicular movement of 3 patrol vehicle, which has the military vehicle and multiple e-locks. After coming up to about 5 a.m., he was able to get closer to the resident. I did advise him to make it more clear, more brighter, because in Nigeria, there's no electricity, so that means the whole place was pitch dark, and you might not know who is there and who can see you. So, but the images coming out of the house, I can tell you officially, the whole house is completely damaged with bullet hole, and so many people have also been injured. Yes, we've lost life in that house, but as I speak to you right now, we still have people that are currently taking a kind of treatment for bullet wounds that was given to them, in the process of this attack on Chief Sunday Igboho's house. I come back again to you in London, Star Radio UK.
Listeners, Starr in the UK, update from Nigeria with Mr. Olaime in Nigeria at the moment with the incident with the attack on Chief Sunday Igboho's residence, and the fact that some people have been abducted, and one of them is the wife of Chief Sunday. Now, so the information that I had this morning was talking about the fact that those people who invaded his house, some were speaking French. How true is that?
Oh, yes. The statement that you've read out, which I'm also going to touch on, that is confirmed because in Nigeria, yes, I mean, you might say people speak French, which, is French, is the language, but we are talking about people that came down, on the military uniform and speaking fluently French. Nigeria is not a French country, but yes, those within the house, not everybody was taken away. Some were able to hide away, and those that were around in that particular house had clearly that they were speaking, French language as well. So they were not just speaking the normal, either the vernacular that we speak, the pidgin English within the military, but they were also speaking French fluently. And they kept on, they drove out of the house, they came back again because they still believed that Chief Sunday Igboho was right inside the house. And even though they searched the whole house, I'm talking about a mansion here. This is not just an ordinary 3-bedroom flat. We're talking about a mansion with about almost 8 chalets surrounding it as well. Vehicle was damaged completely. The whole house is completely shattered. as I speak to you right now, some of those images we'll be sending to you so that we can also upload it on our timeline on Star Radio UK.
Yeah.
But the situation was extremely, extremely bad, at the early hours of this morning.
Now, let me ask you, what has been the reaction of the government? What have they said to that effect? Have they denounced, or the military high command, have they come to deny that, look, we have nothing to do with that? Or
Respond yet from the governor. Remember, this is a state, it's not just a local government. So if such incident was meant to be happening, we expect, the chief security officer of the state, who is the governor of the state, the Sheyi Makinde, to be aware in one way or the other. And if he is not aware of the security lapses that, anyone can just invade the state without you knowing, because for a military vehicle to be moving into a state, we're not talking about one, we're not talking about two. Definitely the state should have a kind of information that filtered through. But as I speak to you right now, maybe if I go back and check, there's not any kind of statement yet from the Nigerian army. But if you remember, just about February this same year, he was also, stopped in one of the highway on his way to Lagos. The government came out to deny it, but we have evidence as at that time that the individuals or the military that came down were not just military alone. They were also they were also part of the Nigerian DSS as well. I'm just looking at the website or the official Facebook of the Nigerian Army. If maybe before we came on air there has been anything, but I've been following, whether they've released any kind of statement yet. But all I can say is nothing of such in the last 3 hours that they've just posted Nigerian Army Celebration 2021.
This is the Starr Radio UK. The favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Mr. Olayle got to keep bringing us updates from Nigeria. A situation on the ground at the moment pertaining to the invasion of Chief Sunday, whose premises or residence where his wife and what 9 other people have been abducted. Eventually, what information coming through is that they are on their way to what the federal capital. Now, as to whether it's who came there, are they Nigerians? Who were those military people? Were they actually military, Nigerian military who invaded that place? We'll be telling you more about that. But let me say good morning to Shesan Fashola and Tosino Nash Oloyomi. Okay, and they are saying that Nigeria government has for now. Yomi, what has been the reaction of the Yoruba?
Well, the first reaction that you are most about to read, which I'm going to touch on now, has come from the Professor Banji Akintoye, the leader of the Yorubas, and also the leader of Ilana Omo Odua. I was able to speak to the General Secretary of Ilana Omo Odua, George Akinola. We spoke to him during the Niger Voices on Star Radio UK yesterday when we were still discussing, what the Lagos mega rally was going to be like, and it was a very fantastic program, only to be waking up with a different news at the early hours of this morning. But I can say the statement, which I'm about to quickly go through, Yoruba's nation, element of Nigerian army, accompanied by international terrorists hired by the Nigerian state, have attacked Sunday Igboho's residence, according to Professor Banji Akintoye. He also says the assailant speak French, killed occupants in the house, and also whisked Igboho's wife and others. And like I say, those 10 people are now, from information gathered to us, making their way to Abuja as I speak right now. Professor Banji Akintoye now says, holds Buhari responsible, describe attack as cruel, irresponsible, callous, and also a declaration of war against the Yoruba people. He has called for mass protests in front of the palaces in Yoruba land, United Nations, US, British, France, EU, and African Union office. He also says Yoruba Nations rally will hold on Saturday, July 3rd as scheduled. Let me come back again to you in the studio. If you're joining us, it is the Star Radio UK Morning Show, and we're back to you now in the studio in London.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olayiwoke reporting live from Nigeria. At the moment, some messages, let your messages continue to come through. Some Lambert says, why did it come in the night? It should try during the day and see. Well, we we hope, keep fingers and everything crossed that they are not doing anything evil to those people that they've abducted. But we'll be bringing you more on that. The rally is said to be will be coming on the 3rd of July. That's Saturday, as has been announced. Okay. Now, now in order to do our supporters, okay, the Yorubas, apart from the leader saying that, have there been maybe a massing people gathering before the premise at the house of or the residence of Chief Sunday this morning? You know, normally when things like that happen in the morning, when people wake up, then they come to realize what has happened. Have they been gathering there, and what have been their
just before 2 o'clock. I went live just before 4 a.m. and I've been on the show reporting and updating you. It is not just about the Yorubas. We also have the Biafra that have also been awake, looking at the situation, and also those from the Middle Belt as well. But when you talk about those, not just the damage, but to sympathize, with Chief Sunday Igboho, I can tell you, mobilization is now taking place from across the Yoruba land, and from what I've been hearing and from what I've seen, people are arriving already, but a lot of anger among the Yorubas that are waking up, hearing that news, not just the Yoruba, the diaspora, but the Yorubas at home. We haven't heard anything from, any of our royal fathers. They haven't talked about, they haven't said anything yet. We haven't heard from the woo within the Yoruba land that you would expect that by now, which is coming up to exactly 21 minutes past 11 a.m., to have kind of released a statement apart from the one from Namodua. But there's a lot of Yorubas, I can tell you, that are really hungry waking up this morning with that news.
Well, do you think it's now about time where, because yesterday or the day before yesterday, with what was happening with Nnamdi Kanu and what is happening now with Chief Sunday, do you think it's now about time that both parties, both entities, now come together and enforce? Because I'm looking at where it's going to be a formidable force. And yesterday during the Niger Forces, you did talk about whether the UN going to grant you the right to have a referendum. Now, can you tell us a bit about that and the united front, to tackle this issue that's going on?
When you talk about the southeast part of the country and the Middle Belt, there is a kind of a relationship, among them, and that relationship is why, the NINAS, is working, and bringing out, their own formation in terms of how, to wind down what we know as Nigeria in a peaceful way. And some of those process is to first, take out that fraudulent scam 1999 constitution that has been used continuously and renewed every 4 years. Because for every time Nigerians go on poll, you are actually renewing the constitution that was a military decree when the first former President Olusegun Obasanjo used it as well. That process took place from December 16. Chief Sunday Igboho himself and Professor Banji Akintoye and the other, the Southeast and the Middle Belt were all involved, and I was also there. That was during my first trip to Nigeria. At the beginning of January. On the March 17, a statement was released. Another one was released for 30 days. We've got the next one, which is expected to elapse at exactly 120 days. So there is a kind of formidable unification amongst, the other, ethnic minority. I'm sure, with the people from the Middle Belt waking up this morning and asking what could have been more reason that Chief Sunday Igboho would have been attacked. If he was attacked, anybody within Nigeria, I can tell you, would be well attacked, because Chief Sunday Igboho is not just an ordinary individual, is also one main actor, one main freedom fighter, along with the Yoruba self-determination, not just in Nigeria, but across the globe.
Listen, Starr in the UK. I hope this will not dampen the mood of the momentum that is there at the moment. Victor, Latif Olamlikan Agbola says Yoruba Nation now, no retreat, no surrender, Yoruba Nation now. Victor Olagoke says Yoruba Nation now. Amiyu says, please, what is the next action? That's what Zayu is asking, because they are all listening in to know what the next step will being a voice piece of the Oduduwa movement, what is the next action?
Well, the next step has also been highlighted, in that statement that was released by the leader and the umbrella body of Yoruba self-determination groups, Ilana Omo Odua, the emeritus Professor Banji Akintoye, that has reacted to the invasion of Ibadan, Oyo State resident of Yoruba Nation agitator Chief Sunday Igboho at the early hours of this morning. What are we expecting to do, or what is the next step? Is what the comment coming from one of our listeners that is watching us or listening on one of our platforms. What we expected to do, and this again is a statement that have just been released over 2 hours ago. I'm just trying to take part of it, and this also says from that statement, therefore I say on behalf of the Yoruba people that this attack on Chief Igboho's house was unnecessary, unfortunate, wicked, callous, cruel, and irresponsible, and also illegal. Professor Banji Akintoye also says, we are now holding the Muhammadu Buhari-led administration for this barbaric attack. This is a declaration of war against the peace-loving people. What we are also expected to do, whether you are in Nigeria, whether you're in the Yoruba land or you're outside, this is what next that you should be doing from wherever you are right now. And that, I guess, it could be one of you, 10 of you. You shouldn't wait for any other person. We should be making our way to the parliament. We should be making our way to number 10 Downing Street. We should be making our way to United Nations. We should be making our way to UN buildings across the length and breadth of the world. I call on our people, and this is Professor Banji Akintoye speaking directly now with the statement to every sons and daughters of Yoruba. I call on our people across at home and in the diaspora to immediately begin mass protests in front of the palaces in the Yoruba land and opposite the offices of United Nations, European Union, British, French, and United States government. So that is what is next.
Okay, that is what is next. Olukayin Dada says no going back Yoruba Nation now. Mandi Adewale Gold is recommending CCTV installation around the house and that area. But what Olayiwoki is trying to tell us now is the house has been totally destroyed. It's been destroyed. I think if anything, they have to take it down and maybe rebuild it. Or the amount of bullets that have been drained into the house, I think it's something that we will be talking about later. But of the rallies that you attended.
Well, to clarify on that, there have not been any riots, but there have been tension. And the reason of that tension started with the first rally that took off at Abeokuta when, before the rally started, 10 Yorubas or 10 out of the protesters were already swept away to Ileweran by the police that got there early and decided to take advantage of those 10 individuals. The rally went ahead as planned, but it became a little bit more tension when people requested that the people that have been taken to the prison must be released with immediate effect. They took themselves down to the Ileweran. There was a tension there, but that tension didn't lead to anything more than the release of these 10 individuals. But prior to that, before the Abeokuta rally, there was another rally in a Shagamu axis that was also a kind of a confrontation. This confrontation was led by the police confronting some of those peaceful rally that was taking place. One individual was taken away and it took a bit of time before we were able to get him out. And the person that was able to do that job to bring him out again was Chief Sunday Igboho. Let's now also go back to the Abeokuta rally. One individual on his way after the rally became a missing person for almost 10 days. And later on, by one of the the offender in the prison, we were able to to detect that he was in the prison. We lost 2 lives. I mean, one life at that particular incident, and I'll explain how that life got lost. This individual that was picked up was meant to return back to his base after the rally in Abeokuta, where they were waiting for him. Eventually, nobody saw him. When he was actually released, he was picked up, but there was another crew of 3 individuals that wanted to travel down to meet him from their own point, and kind of give him a moral support. But I can tell you, Mr. Archie, they had a fatal accident. One person died in that motor accident, and like we say, so there have never been any confrontation. And Chief Sunday Igboho has continuously said, we do not attack the security, And, if you look at the statement that was released by Professor Banji Akintoye as well, he did say it, and I guess I can pick that up somewhere, saying that we have had a peaceful rally. Nobody has been able to attack, the officers. And he says all our agitation have been peacefully, orderly, lawfully executed. We have commended the officers of the Nigerian police many times for being professional in their modus of operation in relating to our protest and rally for self-determination. So at no point has there been a confrontation that will have led to violence or the killings of the officers or killings of those going for that peaceful rally.
Says Yoruba Nation now, not going back. We're ready for anything. Now, leave from now live from Okay. Good. Okay, so you are live from Okay. Good. Thank you very much for joining us. But Yanni, let me ask one other question. Have the authorities ever invited Chief Samuel Igboho for maybe investigation or for anything? Have they ever invited him? Because if maybe somebody invited him and he decided not to under that invitation, and because of that, they are coming to his premises to apprehend him, then we
this was a building that I stayed, for a very long time before we returned back to UK, during the 6 months that I was staying in Nigeria. Yes, a request was made, for him to come down to the station, but that was sent by a letter by DHL. But I can confirm that we refused to take that letter because, if you might not know, but for those that are Nigerians, we remember a journalist, and I'm sure you probably know him, Dele Giwa. Dele Giwa was killed by a letter bomb that was sent from the government. Until today, nobody was has been arrested. Nobody has been found guilty of the death of this man that was killed in the 80s for a letter bomb, and that was the reason why we refused that letter. And just to answer that question, so yes, he has been put to come down, but what he has said is we will come out for any request only if we get a kind of a video from the IG, Inspector General of Police, because like I said, we're waiting off to see what is the government going to say. Is the government going to deny that this incident has got nothing to do with that? And if the government have to deny, then Nigeria is already in trouble, because that means we have special assassin that can come to you wherever you are inside the territory known as Nigeria today.
Yeah, it has been to say, but let me see. Where it's going down, people, you have to move on. You have to go forward. You don't have to retreat. But if not, all the sacrifice that has been is going to be of waste. Bolangi Go says, watching from Yawa, not in Ogun State. But I know it costs you very expensive for all you guys watching us live from there. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me go back to Mr. Olaniwagi for some of the other updates from there. Over to you.
Yes, sir. As you can imagine, the news of Chief Sunday Igboho has become, a trending news, and also trending on Twitter. These particular hours of the morning, different, people, individuals, news headline have picked up on that particular, story. But let's touch quickly. Exactly 11:34. This is Starr Radio UK Morning Show, where we are reporting back to the studio in London. But I'm just quickly going to bring up more of the other headline that we have as well. Once again, we will say to those of you watching us, remember to follow us on all our social media and remember as well, on a mission to teach Islamic Western education to children. That is coming from one of the headline as well. Also, the other headline that we have here, I'm just coming. Nnamdi Kanu lawyers drag Kenya to ICC and give Buhari government 48 hours ultimatum. Remember, Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the IPOB, is still, within the confinement of the DSS of the country. But what we're getting now is some of the British lawyers, have now, dragging Kenya. This is coming from, Lai Mohammed. He's definitely going to be an happy man. Even though, a lot of people would disagree, that that kind of operation, whether it was legally done from Kenya if it was Interpol, because if an Interpol stops you, Interpol in Africa is meant to be the same Interpol in Europe, in America, but as you know, it might be different situation in Nigeria. So the headline says, Nnamdi Kanu's rearrest, one of the world's most classic, and I hope he will also be coming out very soon to tell us who is behind, the invasion and the killing of innocent lives, Yoruba, inside Chief Sunday Igboho's house. And I'm talking about, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, that is also the Nigerian Minister of Information. Also, British High Commission is now in talks with the federal government over Nnamdi Kanu's arrest. We know Nnamdi Kanu is he's got a British citizenship, and currently the British High Commission must have been involved, and that is why there's a conversation going on between them as well. I'm going to take one more. This is coming to say from a tweet, straight and steady, strong and true. Lower Niger Congress, which is also one of the other, part of the NINAS, is working to get a genuine self-determination, is also part of the conversation. I will come back to you in the studio, but the Twitter handle here says, I hope the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu has stopped bandit attack, kidnapping, Boko Haram, ISWAP, siege on military bases, hunger and unemployment. So this individual, Ayemo Juba, is asking Nigerians today, hope the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu have stopped the attack with the kidnapping, Boko Haram and ISWAP, military base and hunger and unemployment. You're watching Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. 11:37. I'll come back slightly to you back in the studio in London.
Yes, it's on a very sad morning for me here in London, where Chief Sunday, whose resident, has been attacked by assailants. Because if the authorities are not going to come out to come and tell us exactly whether they know about this operation, then that's what we call them, or terrorists, whatever is appropriate. Okay, now, Brain is asking, what about Lady K, please? So, if you know where Lady K is or any information about Lady K, please let us know. Alan Craig John, he said, Baba wa Sunday, okay, I hope that I managed to communicate well. I did a bit of for me. I need to go for some classes there. And then Kimayu D, he says, please, I'm begging. He's also asking of Lady K in Lua. She says she's really tired. And then Irania somewhere or Adekunle says, please, can we know where they are taking his wife, and the other issue that we have is that they are taking them to the federal capital. So we don't know. And again, the military have not come out to say, yes, we are the one that undertook that operation or anything. So, but I'll go to Yomi for some clarity there. Actually.
Well, I won't be able to confirm the names of those that have been moved, but I can say 10 people from the house are currently in the hands of this invader that came into the premises at the early hours of this morning. And I can also authoritatively confirm that they are already making their way to Abuja. But like I said, one of them is the wife of Chief Sunday Igboho.
Is the wife Lady K?
No.
No, okay. So people are concerned about Lady K. Is I hope Lady K is okay. So we are keeping fingers crossed. As and when we have any more information, we bring in my anger with this news that I'm looking. I never share those anger, but if I share that, because if we are living in a constitutional rule, if you have to apprehend somebody, you do it the right way. But to come Rambo style to do this, my goodness. Okay. Before we sign off, if you have any other information.
Well, that will be it. But like I said, we will be giving more updates. If there's any more news, I might call you back. But for now, from southwest of Nigeria, Yoruba land, where we're reporting from, I say a very good morning, and we will continue to monitor the situation right with the latest invasion, killing, kidnapping of those inside the premises of Chief Sunday Igboho's house that all took place at the early hours of this morning.
Okay, before you go, my apologies. Can you repeat? Because people want to that rally.
Oh yes, the rally goes ahead as planned. Nothing has changed. The rally will go ahead as planned on the 3rd of July 2021, which is about 48 hours from today.
That is Mr. Online. Tommy, as and when you have any information, just pop in and let the listeners know. Thank you very much and have a lovely day and keep safe.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Yes, that was a report back to the studio in London. For the benefit of those of you that was wondering, I couldn't show you the screen, but you could be hearing my producer back in London, just as he was shocked. A lot of us was aware that such incident will be planned against Chief Sunday Igboho, but nobody knew at one point or wherever this is going to happen. But all I can say is. Oh yes, 2 people were killed right inside the house. For those of you that are probably just joining us, 2 innocent life was lost at the house this morning. I'm gonna have to go, but like I said, I'll be coming back maybe just about 2 o'clock. But if there's any urgent reason for us to be back, we will be back. To give you more updates as well. The situation was very, very bad. 2 innocent lives. Europe invasion of Chief Sunday Igboho's house. The whole property was completely damaged. Money was scattered away. Jewelries in their multiples were taken away. All the vehicles in the house, none of them survived it. Every single vehicle had a bullet hole inside it as well. Yes, the wife was also taken away as well. We're monitoring the situation. Professor Banja Kintoye have requested that we start making our way right in front of our palaces and demanding that those that have been taken away must be released. Those that have also, yes, I don't want to, speculate. I've had a lot of you asking about the Lady K. I know Lady K was right inside, the building. But again, I want to be sure that whatever information that we're giving out is very, very, authentic. Yes, Lady K was inside that house as at the time the incident happened. It was not just Lady K. There were so many people that were taken away. But like I said, I won't be able to confirm, that, at the moment. But if there's more update, you'll be hearing it from me. Once again, my name is Olaimi Koike, the spokesman for Chief Sunday Igboho. Chief, I can confirm, but we won't give too much details. Please, those of you continue to ask whether there was CCTV in the house. Yes, there was multiple CCTV in the house. It's not just about the CCTV. There was multiple eyewitness as well. Not everybody in the house was taken away. Those that came are not just Nigerian army. They were also foreigner as well. I can't give too much details about who and who was taken away. Please do not ask those questions. I'm not going to answer that. I can see all the comment that is coming through, but it is a very tense situation. Let us continue to pray for those that have been taken away. The last information before I came on the radio, the rally goes ahead as planned. Nothing is changing that. Saturday we still hold. Professor Banja have confirmed that. We have also confirmed that as well. Let us pray for those. Yes, those that came were speaking fluently French. Some of them covered the ISIS, while some didn't cover the ISIS as well. We have a lot of evidence, but like I said, we won't go into that at the moment. The situation might not have been calm, or is not calm. That's what I wanted to say. The situation is not calm. When I say it's not calm, the whole house is completely with bullet hole across the whole house. The structures have been damaged completely. It's not a place that anyone can sleep inside as I speak to you right now. So that means no one can sleep in the house. All the vehicles in that house was completely damaged as I speak to you as well. What do you do? That's what a lot of you are asking. What do you do? How do we move forward now? I have said it since last year, October. Go back and review my video just before the NSAS killing on the 20th of October. If you can find that video, it was one of our broadcasts, Nigeria at the verge of breakup. At 12 p.m., I declared that Nigeria was at war. A lot of you disagree with me. A lot of you point fingers at me. A lot of you say I've probably gone cuckoo because I shouldn't be saying Nigeria is at war. I have told us continuously every now and then during the program, yes, I want us to go out of Nigeria peacefully, That is my wish. But your wish, I'm sure, is no longer probably the same like my wish now. Or your wish is going to change slightly now, especially those of us that believe that we can do this peacefully. Oh yes, everybody wants a peaceful way out of the out of Nigeria. We go through the diplomatic route. We go through so many ways, but all I can say is that situation is not the same. Let us prepare for the worst case scenario. I won't say more than that for now, but continue to pray for the family of the innocent Yorubas that was killed right inside the house at the early hours of this morning. Not just killed, you can imagine their bodies was dragged away. Also, let us pray for those that have also been affected. The diaspora, what can you do? You can go out now to the parliament. For those of you in UK, you shouldn't be asked that again. If you're just one of you, get yourself into the front of the parliament and show your anger. It doesn't have to be thousands of you. That alone. Or if you think of maybe putting that anger right in front of the Nigerian embassy. If I was in London, oh my Lord, I know what I will be doing right now. But since I'm not in London, I'm currently on the ground, and I can only say, oh yes, we've got all the bullet from the crime scene, if we want to put it that way. We will be examining each of the bullets. They can have a traces. We can be able, just the same way, the same bullet that was used during the NSAS killing. It was similar situation, similar to how Nnamdi Kanu house was invaded. Before he had to take out of his house and save himself. And I'm sure I'll be coming back again. My name is Olayemi Koiki. Have a very good morning and bye for now.